Hey, hey, welcome back to another episode of the Girl Be Free podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, where I will inspire and motivate you to show up for yourself. All right, y'all. So, first things first, I want to remind you that we are kicking off the Mindset Shift Challenge, which is starting next Monday, February 18th. And this challenge, which is free, is all about dumping the negative head trash so you can embrace positive thinking. You do not want to miss this. So, if you have not joined yet, the link is in the show notes for you to get on the list right away. And what you can expect is an email lesson every single day. You're going to get a challenge workbook. I'm going live on Instagram and Facebook multiple times next week, as well as there will be a webinar to wrap everything all up together. So I would love for you to join the free challenge right away by clicking the link in my show notes right under where it says Mindset Shift Challenge. Again, if you know you need to work on your thoughts and shift your energy and just focus on more positivity, this is a challenge for you. All right, next up, I'm going to share our listener review for the week. And please, y'all, keep them coming. I am loving all of the reviews that I'm seeing on social media and that I'm reading on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much in advance. All right, now it's time to share the listener review of the week. And this week I am highlighting Pootie May on Apple Podcast. And she states, I absolutely enjoy tuning into the Girl Be Free podcast. I always get the enlightenment I need in order to slow down and reframe some things in my mind, personal life, and especially in areas of personal growth and development. Siobhan is a breath of fresh air and truly cares about others succeeding. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really appreciate those kind words. Please keep the reviews coming on Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating and let me know, what do you think about the episodes that you're listening to on the podcast. Feel free to also tweet me, Instagram me, and let me know what you think about the podcast as well. And I'll be sure to shout you out on the episode. All right. What I am loving this week, which I am more than positive that I shared it before, but I'm sharing it again, and it is Home Chef. And this week I'm highlighting Home Chef because I am a member and I get my meals delivered to me every so many weeks or what have you, and I absolutely love it. And the reason that I love Home Chef is because the meals are so convenient. You can choose between 2 meals or 4 meals. I always choose two, and everything that I need comes right in the package. And it allows me to try different things that I'm not normally cooking with, I should say. And every single thing that I've had has been absolutely amazing. So the reason that I'm like, oh, let me talk about Home Chef again is because I'm getting a delivery today. And let me tell y'all what I'm getting. My first meal is citrus miso salmon with bang bang Brussels sprouts. And then my other meal is Baja fish tacos with sriracha slaw and pickled shallots. Don't that sound so fancy? Y'all, I cannot wait to eat dinner tonight. So, I wanted to let you know that you can also take advantage of Home Chef and you can save $30, which I think is equivalent to getting 2 free meals. And if you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. But trust me, if you try it, you're going to like it. In fact, you're going to love it like I do. So that's Home Chef. The link that I'm going to drop in the show notes is how you'll be able to save $30. And please try it and let me know what you think. All right, on to today's topic, which is 2 questions that I ask myself at the start of each day. So, a few episodes I shared how my word for 2019 was leap. And as I've been thinking on the word, I feel like I'm being challenged to leap every day, like seriously. So I am a person all about action. And I'm thinking, okay, how can I take this to the next level to make sure that I'm living up to this word every day? So the 2 questions that I'm asking myself, number one is, how did you leap today? The second question is, how did you fight resistance or quiet your inner voice? And those 2 questions are written in my journal. I write them at the top of my planner. They're written on my dry erase board, so they're everywhere. And the reason that I'm focusing on these 2 questions every day is because this is going to help push me out of my comfort zone. It's going to help me really focus on taking action and showing up for myself. And I've shared this with a few of my friends. And so my biz bestie, occasionally she'll ask me, how are you going to leap today? And I'm like, oh, shoot, what am I going to do? And so because I've shared that, so now she's holding me accountable. And I'm like, well, how are you going to leap today? Even though that's not even her word for the year. And so it causes you to take action, right? It causes you to show up. And as far as like, how did I fight or how will I fight resistance or that inner voice? We all deal with like that negative inner voice that tells us why we shouldn't be doing something, or it shows us our insecurities or our fears or whatever that thing is. And you have to quiet that voice so that way you can show up and take action anyway. Hence, this is the whole reason that I'm doing the Mindset Shift Challenge that you can sign up for by clicking the link in the show notes, is because we got to learn how to shift our mindset and focus on positive things. So, I am taking a leap every day and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And I want this word to really be the theme and show that I am living out loud, and it's how I'm taking action and it's how I'm showing up. So every single day at the start of the day, I'm asking myself these two questions. And this is going to push me to do the work. And I want you ladies to hold me accountable as well. So if you see me on Instagram, you see me on Facebook, you run into me at the mall or something, say, Siobhan, how are you going to leap today? Because then that's going to remind me to say, oh man, how am I going to leap? Or I can tell you what I've done. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was up early in the morning getting the day started, and I was like, okay, how am I going to leap? And one of the ways that I was able to leap yesterday is I emailed my 2019 speaking topics and rates to someone who requested me to speak. And y'all, let me just tell you, this has been on my to-do list forever. And finally, I took the day and created my 2019 speaker rates and my topics, created some really nice PDFs. So that way, when people request me to speak, I don't have to go back and forth via email, but I can instantly just send them my rates, my topics, and we can keep it pushing. And that is how I leaped yesterday, by sending that out right away and crossing that off my list so that way I can move forward to the next thing. And this, by asking myself this question, is giving me the accountability that I need to show up for myself so that I can get things done and take action. I do want to point out, though, I don't get it right every single day. So there are some days that I don't leap at all, right? Unless leaping is just getting out the bed and getting my kids ready for the day. But as far as like in my personal life and my business, there's some days that I drop the ball and I don't get it right. But guess what? I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm just starting fresh the next day and asking myself those questions. So this is what I want you to do. This is your action step for this week. I want you to fill in the blank with the word that you chose for 2019. So, how am I going to blank today? So, whether your word is how am I going to be bold today? If your word is consistency, how am I going to be consistent today? If your word is obedience, how am I going to be obedient today? If your word is courage, how am I going to practice courage today? Whatever your word is, put it in the blank, and then every day ask yourself that question. And then the second thing is, I want you to ask yourself, how will you push past your fears today? Every day, challenge yourself to get closer and closer to the woman that you desire to be. All right? So this was quick and right to the point. Now for the dope women doing dope things. This week, I'm highlighting a member of the Be Free Inner Circle who is Jamie Bess. And the reason that I'm shouting her out this week is because she just completed her online magazine for mental wellness and is going to be launching really soon. So I'm really excited about that. And so as soon as it's out to the public, I will share it with my audience. I want to also highlight Jamie because I remember when this was just an idea, when it was just something that she wanted to do. And then as she's been in the Be Free Inner Circle and just working and getting tips and advice and all that jazz, now she has Like now her idea is tangible. And that's the beauty of being in the Be Free Inner Circle, is that you have community support, you have accountability, you can brainstorm and brain dump your ideas and get the support you need so that you can make things happen. So I'm so freaking proud of her, and I cannot wait to be able to share the online magazine when it's all ready to be launched. Lastly, please share this podcast with your friends. You can snap a picture of it and share it in your IG stories. You can tweet it out, share it on Facebook. But anything that you do, please just share it. And I would love for you to tag me either at Girl Be Free Podcast or Be Free Project so I can see it. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I do have multiple different coaching options. I will drop the links in the show notes so that way you can take a look. I just launched something new this week called Sprint Sessions for people who just need to hop on a call right quick and really get some expertise and advice and actionable steps on how to move forward if they're feeling stuck or need to figure out how to get started. Again, all of that will be in the show notes. Lastly, thank you so much for your support. I'm going to say it week after week. I really do value and appreciate you. And please join the Mindset Shift Challenge so you can begin to dump the negative head trash and start to put you first and show up for yourself. The link is in the show notes. And until next time, girl, be free.